I'm Danielle and this is my backyard. I actually raise guinea hens as well as chickens back here, quail and rabbits, but today we're focusing on just guinea hens and why you can actually raise them in your backyard as well. We're going to cover what type of bird they are, what type of environment we raise them in, and good environments and tips and tricks so that you could be raising them in your backyard as well. So come on, let's go head over to them. Let's first talk about what guinea hens are. And guinea hens actually originated from Africa. They would follow around large herds of animals and they would dig through their dung afterwards because they absolutely love bugs. And that is the #1 reason that we added guinea hens to our homestead and why most individuals end up getting guinea hens because of their amazing pest control and eager love for little crawly animals. Now we have them in this backyard coop along with our chickens. We have around 28 chickens, 2 guinea hens. We did start off with 10 guinea hens. We gave some away to friends, some did escape. They love to wander, so we are going to talk about how you can actually keep them more in your confined area, especially if you don't have that much land. We live on around 10 acres of land here, but our chickens and guinea hens are mostly kept in this 4-foot high fenced in area that's around 1 acre large. We have our orchard in this area and then our garden is right behind us over here. We have some raised beds over there. So in the colder months, we do open up our gated door over there and we let the chickens and guinea hens roam around in there as well. First off, let's talk about why guinea hens. Now, they're definitely notable because of their helmeted look. And here are some of ours free ranging in our backyard earlier today. You can see that they have beautiful colors, an abstract, unique look that doesn't match that of a chicken, although they are a great bird and we do keep ours with our chickens as well. They're known for their amazing pest control capabilities. They will eat lots and lots of ticks, so if you do have a tick problem, they're really great, as well as any other creepy crawlers, as well as I've heard even small rodents. They eat weeds and plants, and they generally are just going to be great for if you do have a nice garden or farm area and you want to remove some of those pests, especially if you're close to the woods. We had a gigantic tick problem and guinea hens were a great way to help reduce that, although chickens also do eat ticks, so if you do keep chickens, it is going to be a great way to reduce them. Now, we actually started off with free ranging all of our birds, although we do tend to keep them contained in a caged in run here. We have these Producer Pride pens and I have done a review on them, so I will link that down below if you're interested in something like this. We have these types of cage setups because we have an immense amount of predators in our area. We have hawks coming down from the sky, we have foxes and coyotes and raccoons and all that fun, not so fun stuff coming in, and they've definitely taken down some of our herd. So unless we're home and our dogs are out and we're all kind of hanging out outside, we do keep them in this area. We do the deep litter method in here. So we manage all of our chickens and our guinea hens together. We will fill it up and this will heat our coop in the winter. Now, guinea hens are quite hardy birds. Although they came from Africa, they can actually withstand pretty cold weather. So it's not something that you really have to worry about, and they're great with those different climates. But they will love to actually have eggs. So usually they'll find a spot that's nice and hidden and all of the females will lay theirs in one spot. And then usually just one of the hens will go ahead and guard that spot. We've noticed that because we have raised them with our chickens, they actually just lay in the boxes with our chickens. I think the chickens just taught them to be a chicken. So that has never been a problem with us. And then at night, they just perch with the chickens as well. I've noticed when I open up the coop and it's late at night, they are actually perched on the highest ones, and that's something that's just instinctual for them. At the end of the night, they usually are perching up on high trees. Being from Africa, I'm sure there was a lot of predators on the ground, so they love to be up there and safe. They are not the smartest bird, I'm going to tell you that. We have had many times where they are chased into a corner and they cannot figure out how to get out. And so definitely, if you have predators in your area, make sure that you have places for your guinea hens to hide. Or if you're raising them in a coop setting, that they have somewhere to go that is nice and locked in at the end of the night. We have a nice chicken run door that closes automatically and it opens automatically based on the sunrise, sunset. So our guinea hens are always in the coop at night in that safe area. And then during the day, like I said, we're usually outside with them. But if you don't have a safe area, do make sure that there is ability for them to fly somewhere, and they will go pretty high. They love to roam as well, so they will roam as far off as they can. Before getting guinea hens, we did a lot of research, and one thing that I found really helpful was actually getting guinea hens from a young age. You want to make sure that you can get Keats, that's basically a baby guinea hen, and you are raising them on your own in the area that they're going to be living in. So whatever coop area you have, we actually raise them in that. You want to make sure it's really confined for that area, so you have their nice brooding box in there. As they get bigger, they have a bigger area with little perches and areas that they can go into. And then when they're about of age, when they've started to feather out, then you can let them start to go in and out. Because guinea hens love to roam and they have a large desire to roam, it's something that you really want to be extra cautious of to make sure that they're actually going back into the coop at night and you're keeping them in a safe place. I found that if you let them out before they've started to feather out, they're just juvenile chickens and they will just run away. And that is what happened to a few of ours. They ran into the woods and we just never found them. They weren't smart enough to protect themselves and come back. So I definitely suggest waiting as long as you can to actually start to let them free range if you're going to let them free range. This way, they're of age that they know that they need to come back to their coop where they've been living for weeks and weeks beforehand. We also had them come out with our chickens. Our chickens then taught them kind of the status of going in and out, and treats are a great way to train your guinea hens. Make sure that all of their food and treats are happening inside of their nice, comfortable, safe coop, and then anything outside of that is just free ranging, scratching, getting whatever they can. But all that safety stuff is inside to make sure that they're coming in and out on their own. In regards to feed and water, we always offer free water. We use a very large trash can and we just hook our chicken nipples up to it. So you can see the red nipples there. And what's really great about this system is you only need to fill it once a week, depending on how many chickens you have. Fill that up and you have fresh water for them all year long. And then in the winter, we actually move the water into the coop. And because the coop is so warm from our composting within it, it usually stays pretty warm, or we'll add like a heater band around it, which works pretty darn well. Now, in regards to feed, we actually have our automatic feeders over here, and we keep all of our feed stored in this nice steel garbage bin, so those chickies can't get in it. And then we have it inside of the run, so bears or anything can't get it from the outside. But we give them nature serve. Because we have so many chickens, we actually do just give them chicken feed, because we used to separate it out for game bird feed and chicken feed, but we found that they just were eating each other's feed and it was really hard to differentiate between the two of them. So we do give them all just a layer feed, but Nature Serve does have a game bird feed that you can use as well. They have really great essential oils and all the nutrients that your birds need in order to grow big, strong, and they absolutely love it. So this is something that we've used for the growth of our entire chickens and guinea hens, and they're very, very happy. My guinea hens actually know me pretty well, and they can identify faces, so they have a pretty good memory for the faces of their owners. I'm feeding them, I'm here every single day, I give them treats, they know me pretty well. But when an intruder comes, like the mailman, the guy delivering packages, or maybe an actual thief or predator, they do set off quite a loud noise to alarm the rest of the herd, the rest of the flock of the predator that's coming, as well as the chickens. Now, this noise is very loud. We can hear it inside of our house. So if you do have neighbors that are close, this is something that you're going to want to be cautious of. Now, I've found that most neighbors don't even know what the noise is, so they're not like, oh, you have guinea hens over there. But it is quite a large noise, just not as notable as, say, a rooster. Now, what is really cool about their alarm is our dogs have actually learned it. So if we all are inside and, say, a fox wanders by, the guinea hens will sound their alarm, our dogs will start barking, and we will run out. Usually one of us is home, and I have actually run out and there's a fox running by and they've all alarmed them. The chickens have all run into the coop and a guinea hen is out there trying to protect the herd. I think of the guinea hens kind of like a rooster because they're very protective. They're always sounding their alarm, and they're usually the ones kind of putting up as the defense so that the rest of the chickens can go into the coop to safety. In this section of my yard, you can see that we have a nice 4-foot fence here. We primarily built this in order to just protect our orchard that was in here. We thought about getting some livestock animals at one point, but it ended up just being a space for our guinea hens and chickens. Most of the time they do stand in the barrier of this, but if they wanted to, the guinea hens could easily jump over this. I would say that you're gonna need a pretty high fence in order to keep your guinea hens in if you are choosing to have them in a fenced in area. Guinea hens will roam acres and acres of land, and if you're afraid that they might escape, you really need to make sure that they really love their coop. They know that that is safety and that they shouldn't leave it. Our guinea hens really don't leave the area because they're a couple years old now and they know that this is where safety is. Especially if you're rehoming guinea hens, you want to make sure that you're giving them a large amount of time to actually learn about their coop and the safety of it before you're setting them free, because they most likely will just wander. We had neighbors that let their guinea hens go pretty early on and they ended up losing all of them to wandering and most likely just predators coming and getting them early on. Lots of feathers were in their yard, so they knew that that's definitely what it was. They will perch up onto trees, but like I said, guinea hens are not very smart, so whatever you can do to keep them safe is going to be the #1 priority, because they might not keep themselves safe. I love raising guinea hens on our homestead. We've had them for years, and I couldn't imagine our homestead without them. I wish you the best of luck on your homesteading journey, and if you're thinking about getting them, then definitely subscribe and follow along, because we're going to be posting more content around guinea hens this month, so you're going to want to stay. Okay, see you next time. Bye.